can't quite do the other eyebrow. Got it. Hello there. Architect informed me of a community appeal to Blizzard by the Chronicles of the Second War team. We're going to take a look at this. Blizzard? You there? Anyone home? Probably not, but we'll go over this because this is actually a very well worded post that still covers what's missing, so it's interesting to still look at what we're actually missing. And we're getting closer to the point where we're actually going to be 2 years from the release of Warcraft 3 Reforged. So when I do another video on that release date, I can use this as a very handy template to know exactly what we still don't have in the game. Community appeal to Blizzard. Dear, I'll zoom in a little bit for you guys so you can read a bit more easily. Dear Blizzard Entertainment, we are a passionate team of developers working on a custom campaign for Warcraft 3 Reforged, which is entitled Chronicles of the Second War. Ever heard of it? You may have seen it on my channel. I've covered it. Other people have covered it. Even Noble's covered it. We are approaching 2 years since Reforged was released. During this time, a number of projects have shown the potential the game has, and that there is a vibrant community waiting for further development. A global community has rallied around War3 champions, Warcraft 3 Reforged, The Quenching, The Hive Workshop, Chronicles of the Second War, and more. For us, this has been motivation to continue what has been a substantial undertaking. However, we continue to face technical limitations imposed by missing features. For our team in particular, the lack of custom campaigns is crippling. This is the biggest one. I know we're missing a lot still, and people will say ladder, but at least we have the alternative with War3 champions, who are probably doing a better job than Blizzard ever would do if they did put in a ladder. So the custom campaigns is the one thing that we're really missing. I know we're missing clans and all this other stuff, and I'll go over it in a second, but custom campaigns, they can't get around this issue where you can essentially feed in multiple maps into one custom campaign, aka like a zip file. You've got a whole bunch of different maps and they're all put into one zip file. Think of it that way if you're never familiar with how custom campaigns work in Warcraft 3. So it's really annoying for these guys because they have to keep uploading them as individual maps. Then you go into the editor, then you load the map from the editor, then you test it with the correct difficulty using the editor, and then when you're finished, you come out, you load up the next map in the editor. You can get around it somewhat, but it kind of completely kills the vibe of what the custom campaign is trying to do. Anyway, the last major patch was well over a year ago with nothing but silence and small back-end patches since they have continued to cause sometimes severe bugs. Due to the now defunct Classic Team's communications, we know much of what we need is at least partially developed in patch 1.33. Custom campaigns was even accessible in the Reforged beta. Please, oh my, I didn't know that. Please do not, so they got, how did they get rid of it then? Please do not continue to neglect the game. We know there has been little progress internally, that an outsourced studio has not yet been found, or rather has yet to be found, and that Warcraft 3 is not a financial priority. The community is here. We want to work with you to develop the game as we did from patch 1.28.5 through to 1.32. Please once again communicate in a meaningful way, start incremental patches, use the PTR, publish patch notes, and have a dialogue with map makers. The crazy thing is the actual community for Warcraft 3 is actually still very strong, and they do a lot of work covering a lot of what Blizzard haven't done. And Blizzard have these essential tools to work on their stuff basically for free, and they still don't take opportunity utilizing the fantastic people in the community that actually create amazing content for Warcraft 3 and continue to want to help support Warcraft 3. And Blizzard have, imagine having all these people that would do all this stuff for you for free and do it better than you ever would, and you just still don't take opportunity. You don't hire a couple of people to just go back on the team and just you work with the community. You got people who can do it for you, and you don't even have to get a massive team or anything like that. I'm sure Bobby Kotick can take another pay cut. Your devs worked with the community for years on Discord, and so many important issues were corrected. The community kept the game thriving for 15 years. Please work with us to ensure your resources are used where they are needed rather than where they are assumed to be needed. To this end, we have included a list below on where we suggest you start. Getting one of these things is going to be like getting blood out of a stone. We are here, ready to walk with you. I assume that means work, but walk, maybe? We all want our game to be better. Warcraft, design, teams, and their friends. Cheers. Missing major legacy features include ranked play, player profiles, custom campaigns, global custom games, lag drop screen in multiplayer, clans, chat channels for clans and separate lobby chat for custom games, foreign support for world editor, only English and Mandarin now. And that's just to get started. Yeah, there's a few things missing that Blizzard forgot to complete before they released the game as finished. Oof. It's kind of crazy that this list still exists to this point. Do you know what I mean? It is actually bonkers. I mean, you would never believe it, right? Would you? If someone said to you like 10 years ago, something like that, Blizzard are going to remake Warcraft 3, they're going to do all of this stuff, and then they're just going to not touch it. They're going to leave a whole bunch of stuff buggy, unfinished, actually worse than the original game. And what's worse is they're not even going to do anything about it within the 2-year span that has followed since. Crazy. You would never believe that. Missing major reforged features. HD animations are locked to 30 FPS and missing many animations. Reporting. Skins for melee heroes. Blizzard campaign balance was not completed. We know this exists in 1.33. High priority bugs. Standard graphics are degraded. Don't know anything about that. Poor web UI performance. We know this was substantially improved in 1.33. Unable to load custom game saves in multiplayer. Friend invites not working in custom games. Many world editor bugs such as abilities ignoring multiple requirements in custom maps. Engineering upgrading not updating in custom maps. And they have their Discord. There's so much that Blizzard still need to do. And will they ever do it? Didn't J. Allen Brack promise to fix Warcraft 3? They said we will promise to make sure that we're going to continue working. So I think maybe Activision or Blizzard, they sort of like nailed it by essentially pinning the blame on J. Allen Brack with the World of Warcraft time. So by sacking him, he's the guy that promised, but he's not in the company anymore. So they kind of like, they get around that issue. That's like a little loophole or something. So technically they don't have a promise anymore to do anything for Warcraft 3. I don't know. It's bad though. I support your appeal. I would just add major is missing ability to play Warcraft 3 without downloading HD assets. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. We all know the experience of being forced to play Reforged, downloading 28 gig. Ooh, 28 gig. What was the original game? Like 2 gig at most or something? So people wanting to come back who have no interest in Reforged, they've got to go through that massive download. You're doing such a great job. You're gonna doubt this happens though. Yeah, I know. Like I would again, this comes down to like back in the day you would think that Blizzard, if they had a mishap, would absolutely work hard to make sure that the game is polished. Even if it starts off rough. But I could honestly see a world where they just don't ever come back to Warcraft 3. I hate to think about that because I really want them to at least give us custom campaigns and preferably some sort of filter for searching for custom games, because it's a hella annoying to go to your maps download folder, have hundreds of maps, and then have to find the one Legion TD or the one balanced hero survival, custom hero survival. Do you know what I mean? There's like 6 billion of these maps each. So a filter would be really easy to do and would save a lot of time for not just me, but multiple people. Blizzard doesn't care. They are busy replacing women with fruits. This is true. They can't monetize Warcraft 3 Reforged anymore, so they won't do anything. That's the truth. I bought Warcraft 3 Reforged and believe they would fix it later. I mean, they are Blizzard. 2 years is an effing joke. They don't care. If you want them to care, offer them $15 million bonus for Bobby. We need to... Alright, I'm going to start a new GoFundMe. Get Bobby a new yacht for fixing Warcraft 3. Would you guys be willing to pay into this GoFundMe if we can get Bobby his yacht? If it means that he'll fix Warcraft 3. This is even more ridiculous. The game has more problems, serious problems, and the employees think, no, we will take care of paintings, emotes, stuff like that now. One of my concerns is the Diablo 2 Resurrected is technically, it's a pretty good game. It certainly came out very rough, but there are fundamental issues that can be fixed, at least, unlike Warcraft 3 Reforged, which they haven't done anything to fix. They can fix the server issues. I know Resurrected certainly had a rough time because you couldn't get on the servers, they deleted the characters. This was just BS that Blizzard should know how to handle by this point with big releases and not having enough server space, etc, etc. They still screwed up with Resurrected, I'm not going to say they didn't. But generally speaking, the actual gameplay itself is a hell of a lot better than what they did for Warcraft 3 with Reforged. And you would think, hopefully they would then put them team to maybe polish up the Warcraft 3. But the team's actually going to go into Diablo 4, wouldn't it? So Warcraft 3 really could just be ignored completely. Such a shame. It's mind-bogglingly stupid the way they act. Warcraft 3 Reforged with a great arcade for making your own fantasy games could be bigger than Roblox. Blizzard could have owned Dota and Roblox and just threw it away. I think that could be part of the salt. They've never done a sale on Warcraft 3 Reforged either, have they? They've had multiple sales, and Warcraft 3's never one that's on the sale. So they're well aware of what they're doing with Warcraft 3 and how they don't even think it's worth a sale. Do you see what I mean? And that's the sort of game you think that you would have to put a sale on because it's so fucking unfinished and buggy that you would have to slap a 90% off or whatever it is. But they don't even do that because they just don't want people to experience it and then feed into the people that are sort of like, into the community that's sort of like calling Blizzard out on just doing a terrible job. Oh, it's bad. It's very bad. But I'll link this post in my video description for anyone interested. It's a well-worded post. It does cut to the point of what is still fundamentally missing and what Blizzard actually owe us. But I know a lot of you are just going to say, what is the inevitable? And there's a large part of it that is true, that there really is a good chance that Blizzard have completely abandoned Warcraft 3, which is shocking. Shocking that they could actually completely abandon the game. And what's the sod's law luck that it would be Warcraft 3 out of all the games they're going to screw up? It would, of course, be Warcraft 3. But yeah, there you go. Alright. Add a little highlight on that. I'll post this in the Twitch chat. Any Twitch chatters in Twitch chat? I guess we probably won't get the melee game done. Red Apocalypse, thank you for your request. I'll try to work on that next week, I think. We'll save your request for then. I'll go into, I mean, unless I get lucky and I just get one game where it goes, but I'm going to do some Legion TD2 now, I think. Norik! Thank you very much there for the sub.